Okay, so we start with two different colors of waxed linen. This is some of Knotmore's beautiful colors, beautiful work, beautiful waxed polyester. I like to cut my thread about arm's length, so I just pull it out arm and I do this. You can do, and you just fold it over, run another one up, fold it over, run another one up, and then cut this off. And then you can knot with this length, which is arm's length. If you do in smaller pieces, you can fold it in half and have more pieces, and that's what I usually use because I don't make really big pieces, so I don't need all that length. You cut off all the turns. You take this and you cut this at the middle, and you've got a fistful of thread that are knotters. Then with the red one, I usually do this in different colors so I can keep track of which is the core and which is the other part. And here I make a good, maybe double arm's length and a little bit more. Cut that off and find the middle of this. Right here. And you start doing what I believe is called a half hitch. I'm not real up on all the knotting terms, but this is what I've always been told it is. So that was probably too quick there showing you, but just pull it tight. So what you do is you take your knotter cord, you fold it in half, you slip it under the core, pull the two ends through there, and then hold on to the core and pull it tight, and then you just slide that right up against it. So we'll show you one more time here. Well, I'll probably show you a few more times because I have a few more to put in. So it goes under the core. The loop part here goes under the core. You pull the ends through here, through the hole, and pull it snug and tight. And it's like, I don't know if you can see that, but we'll do that again. One more time here. Under the core, put your two fingers through the hole in the core there and grab this part and pull it through, and then pull it tight. And that's basically it. Then the next step is to join it all together. So you take one of your knotters, you overlay the two ends, you put this through the hole here, just like you did before. Pull this through, make a half hitch, pull it snug, and then you pull on the two ends, and you've got your basic beginning circle there then, and you're ready to knot. So then you take one of the red ends, and you just pull it over, it goes on top of the knotters, and you take a knot, you take one of these ends, go over the core, see this again, you go over the core, and then between the core and the knotter, you pull it tight. And I do it twice. Some people only do it once. I like to do it twice. It seems to make it a little tighter and snugger and more solid. So over your core, and then in between the core and the knotter. And you just sort of keep doing this. Over and in between. And then you go to the next one. Over the core, in between the two of them, and pull it up snug. Over, in between, and snug. Now we don't want this core sticking up here, so we'll pull this down into here and knot over it, and we can use that later if we need to. So over the core, in between the core and the knotter, and pull it tight. And as you knot around, you're going to end up with a gap here because you're getting bigger and bigger in this circle, so you have to add more knotters in. So you take one of your knotters here and you do the double half hitch on the core, just like we did at the beginning, and then you slide this down up snug against your knotter here, and that fills in that space, and you'll have two knotters next time you come around that you can knot in there. So as this gets wider and wider, you keep having to add knotters to it. And then you take your next knotter and pull it up snug against that one that you added. And you just keep going around and around. And whenever you just, knot over the top and in between. And there's sort of a gap there again, so I will fill in the gap. It's better to have too many strings than to have not enough. So it's always better to add a string if you're not sure, because you can't have too many strings hanging off of here. So pull it up snug, and then you take your next one in line and you over the core and in between the core and the knotter. Over and in between. And again, over the top of the core, in between the two of them, in between the knotter and the core. And we're going to add another one in here. So just slide it up again, make it snug. Everything will snug up as you tighten it up and go around and around. So boom, 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 boom. Over the top of the core, in between the gap that's in between the core and the knotter you're working for is where you and then just pull it snug. And that's basically the start. Tomorrow we'll do something else.